The Calgary Drop-In Centre recognizes that we are on Treaty 7 territory. Reconciliation is the responsibility for all. We respect the oral practices and cultures of the people of the Blackfoot Confederacy of Siksika, Piikani, and the Kainai First Nations, the Yahe Nakota of Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Goodstoney First Nations, the Tsuut'ina Nation, and the people of the Otipemisiwak Métis Nation of Alberta, all of whom have been and continue to be strong stewards of these lands and efforts to enrich our communities. We commit to being a learning organization in efforts of reconciliation and decolonization.
I wanted to take this opportunity to express our sincere gratitude to all of our community partners and volunteers who give selflessly of their time and talent to help us end homelessness one person at a time. Your immense contributions have such an impact and make such a difference. Whether you're serving meals in our main shelter facility, sorting goods at our donation center, supporting our free goods program, truly, we could not do this work without you. And to our community partners who very generously donate goods to help us offset operational costs and distribute to those that are starting their new homes. Truly, we could not do this work without you.
I have a really personal connection to the mission of the DI. About 16 years ago, I lost a family member who was experiencing homelessness. I'm constantly humbled by the work that's being done by the organization, by the people who are on the ground with our clients here every single day. The work is incredibly important, and when I think about the organization as it exists today, there's no doubt in my mind that had that family member of mine been going through that experience at this point in time, the outcome for them would likely have been significantly different.
Congratulations to each and every one of you that are receiving an award today. That goes to both our individual and group awards. It's our pleasure to be able to provide you with the acknowledgement and the recognition that you so very much deserve.
The work that you do is valued and appreciated by the organization.
And your contribution to our mission to end homelessness one person at a time.
And honestly, I couldn't be prouder to be a part of what you guys are doing every day.
So thank you so much for everything that you bring and sharing your gifts with us here at the DI, and most importantly, for those that we serve. Thank you.
My name is Gerald Bomey. I've been a volunteer at the DI for about a year and a half now. I retired 2 years ago and had some extra time on my hands. I've always seen the building downtown, just was very interested in volunteering there. When I volunteer, I like being as useful as possible. I like working with as many clients, guests as possible, and the drop-in center definitely delivers that. In a typical 3 or 4 hour shift, I'll work with 200 plus people, and just the staff, the organization, you can feel at all times how grateful they are, how thankful they are, how useful you are being when you're there volunteering. There was a guest there that I've known since I began. I didn't know if he could speak or hear. He would always just use hand gestures for everything. And then finally about 2 weeks ago when he came up, and I had no idea whether he could understand me or not, he actually spoke for the first time to ask something. I started asking some staff members a little bit more about him. They said he stopped speaking years ago and will only interact with certain people, won't speak to just about anyone. So I was quite honored that he would actually talk a little bit to me. It's pretty evident every time I go in. I actually get high fives from lots of the clients. The guests there, from the staff there, they're always very happy to see me. So I think this is just an extra acknowledgement of what I already know, that what I do there helps, that it matters, and I hope to keep doing it for a very long time.
Obviously we've all known about the Calgary Drop-In Centre and the impact that they have in the community, and with us being in real estate, we thought it was really good synergy, helping people find their homes and making moves in real estate. There are many people that are in very unfortunate situations and circumstances where they are homeless, and the Calgary Drop-In Centre is an incredible organization who helps those people who are in needs. There's been instances where we have actually bumped into some of our clients who actually were using the drop-in center. I think that, the number of people that they impact, especially here in Calgary in the winter months when shelter is obviously very much needed. I think the ability to give back and help others is something that is very fulfilling. The more that you give to people and the more that you give back, you will find that it will give you purpose, it will give you a meaning. So for those of you who are seeking purpose, go help someone in need. Go help an organization that gives back to the community, that makes an impact in the community. Go to the drop-in center on a day where it's minus 30, minus 40 outside and step inside. It's not only the local business community that helps support the drop-in center, but it's also all the people that volunteer and work at the drop-in center to help all those people in need. Every time that we get to volunteer at the drop-in center, it's a special time. And that you do see the appreciation and hear the appreciation from the people when you, for instance, serve them their meals. Some people, that is their first meal in days. There's a big component to this as well for anybody that's in the business community, is to put yourself in an environment where you do help others. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for this recognition. The recognition goes to everyone that actually volunteers at the Calgary Drop-In Center and all the programs that help support the people in need, especially the homeless here in our city.
Everybody gets a haircut, but when the people get their haircut here, they're just like, they tell me that, it's just a lift, it's a boost in their day, it's just so they look forward to it, they feel better after having it done. We all can use a little bit of uplifting where we are our own worst critics. If helping somebody to feel better about themselves is just that extra little boost they need to keep going another day, then that's good. My name is Danita Marshall. I go to the 5th floor and I cut hair and style it for the men and women that are on that floor. Have great conversations. Everybody's so wonderful and so kind. It fills my day, makes my week, so I really enjoy coming in. I've always volunteered all throughout my life, and I just feel like if I can make somebody's day just a little bit easier, then that's kind of success to me. It's worth every minute I spend here.
Can you share a moment or experience here that's really stuck with you?
I might start crying if I share it. So there's this one guy, he was on the 5th floor, and I had cut his hair a few times, and then I hadn't seen him for a little while, and when I was out walking around downtown, I came across the same gentleman on the street. I called him by name, and I remembered him because he was such a nice guy, and he was so happy and overwhelmed that I actually remembered his name. I said, come back and see me, come back for another haircut, and he did, came back. So I'm not exactly sure where he is right now, but I hope he's in a really better place. I would encourage everybody to do some kind of volunteering, and it doesn't have to be a huge commitment, just whatever you can. It's very fulfilling and rewarding.
This past year, PwC's team has given more than 91 hours volunteering at the DI's main shelter building. But it's not just about the time, it's how they showed up. DI staff consistently shared how kind their team was and how thoughtfully they connected with DI guests. PwC's compassion and presence make a lasting impact, and we're truly grateful for the care they bring to every shift.
I do pretty good job here at Drop-In. My name's Sheldon.
My name is Arpan. I'm with Sheldon for more than 3 years, and we are with Columbia College.
Hi from Columbia College.
Columbia College has a division called Employment Training Services. So we are with Community Access Support Services.
What inspires you to volunteer here at the Free Goods program?
I do a good job here.
We like helping people, helping community. I help him to learn new skills whenever required. Various kind of things we do. Packing things, sometimes even counting.
I put socks in bags. I like to pack things. They like to volunteering.
Why do you like volunteering here?
Make me happy. I love everybody here. I think Rick, Michelle, him too. Benjamin.
When I see how Sheldon really feels happy being here, I think he's making a social connection that way. It's all about socializing, not only that, you're making friends, and he staying active. That's very important. He tries to learn new things. Like, for example, even counting, sometimes he does that. When you have objects, then 1, 2, 3, 4, we feel that we are doing something at least to the society and the people.
Why do you think it's important to volunteer?
I do a good job. Me and Hopon, we do a good job at Free Goods program.
Basically, we help others, right, sir? Yeah.
I mix whole goody gum jobs.
What does it mean to you to receive an award for all your hard work?
My old body's happy today.
That's good.
That's fantastic.
My name is Peony. I am the Youth Volunteer Corps YVC Program Coordinator at Youth Central. I have been a Program Coordinator at Youth Central for about 7.5 years now. At Youth Central, we work with youth between the ages of 12 to 18. We run 8 different programmings that empower youth to find and build their communities. All of our programs are based on leadership and volunteer opportunities for youth in the Calgary and surrounding areas. Through our Youth Volunteer Corps program, we provide a group of 10 youth to volunteer at the donation center, probably around 2 to 3 times a month. So what inspired us is just because the DI provides an opportunity for youth who are ages 12 and plus to volunteer. So just allowing some of the younger volunteers to be able to step into a space where they are able to help the social cause. When we talk to some of our regular volunteers who sign up for the DI shifts, they just really enjoy being able to give back to their community, just giving back through their time and their talents and their skills and their efforts. That gives our volunteers an opportunity to connect with one another on a personal level. Be in a space where they can connect with one another, build those connections and those relationships, and just seeing them after the 3-hour shift that 2 strangers at the beginning had nothing to talk about, and then after 2 or 3 hours they were able to find some sort of personal connection that makes them want to continue to volunteer either with Youth Central or with the DI. All of our YVC projects, we do a reflection activity right at the end where we're able to kind of just have a debrief with our group of volunteers. One of the very common discussion topics that we have is just how eye-opening the amount of donations that come through the center. Just kind of seeing that full circle impact of an item coming through in a garbage bag can now be given to someone who may not be able to afford it or can kind of take it for themselves if they need it.
I think that things don't get easier if you don't do them. There is just so much value in life through giving to others. I tell people all the time that they should come down and volunteer. The only way to see good in the world for me is to do good. My name is Benji Tanner. I went to a Buddhist temple and they did lunch service at the drop-in once a month, and I happened to go that one day and they were like, do you want to come to the DI? And I was going through a breakup, and for like an hour and a half I felt pretty like okay, and realized like that it could be a place that could help me too, just through like serving food to other people. I'm a person in recovery, so I've been sober from drugs and alcohol for about 4.5 years. So it's really important to me to continue to try and help other people get out of that position in the same way that so many people helped me. There's a group that comes in every other week, My Friend Dave Project. They do art therapy with the clients. Just an amazing experience to watch people sort of find their own voice through an artistic medium that maybe some people have never even considered art at all. Watching people discover that while they're sort of discovering what recovery means to them is a beautiful process. One person I met, I saw him 3 years later, so it was sort of at the beginning of Ross, and he came up to me and said, like, what you do there is so important, like, continue to do what you're doing there. It really touched me and helps to remind me that there's so much good out there and so many people have the ability to heal. It's been amazing to watch people continue their recovery journeys outside of the ROSC program. You know, it's just the beginning stages for so many people, and it was only a couple weeks ago I was talking with somebody and I got to see them outside of recovery, and it was really cool to see somebody integrating back into the world and sort of rediscovering life.
My name is Rose. I work at Options. It's inspired me, and especially for the individual that we are supporting. They're very actively to participate in the community and to make it sure they're safe and promoting inclusive independence and confidence, and they feel valued in the community. They're very welcome here. We're so glad that the individual that we are supporting are welcome into this volunteer position. All the staff here are very accommodating and they're friendly, and you feel comfortable, especially the individual. Very positive when every time we come here. They enjoy more in sorting some clothes, some shoes. They love to listen music while they're doing the volunteer here, and we're just having fun. Being here with the team, the environment here are kind of a family. It's not only you're working here because you're volunteering, but here it's kind of you feel involved or valued. So that's why we love to keep coming back here. You feel like that they'll always support you, whatever you need. We're so happy, especially the individual that we are supporting. I was so grateful that we received this wellness award from DI. It seems like the individual that we are supporting are totally valued, and we are so impressed that they are part of this meaningful volunteer position.
Whitney is someone who brings positivity into every shift. She's always great to talk to, always willing to jump in wherever needed, and approaches every task with care and intention. She has a strong eye for what belongs, keeping the space organized, clean, and welcoming for guests. Even when staff aren't immediately available, she uses great judgment and follows up to ensure she's on the right track. Whitney is truly a pleasure to work with, and her impact is felt in every quarter of the Free Goods program.
Hi, I'm Courtney Robinson with the Calgary family Robinson. There's a saying that a rising tide lifts all boats. When you make the world a better place around you, it makes it a better place for everyone. And the drop-in is doing that. It's making a better place for everyone in the community. And it's starting with the people who need the most help. What do you need? You need a home to live in. And that's so important. If you don't have a safe home, then what do you have? There was a client who came in and he had custody of his daughter, but he needed to build up his home. It was just him and his little girl, and they didn't have anything. They didn't have a bed, they didn't have a kitchen table, they didn't have chairs. And I just really remember how worried he was that he didn't have anything for his daughter in his home, and how excited he was to be able to have a place for her that had stuff in it now. I mean, it's a roof over your head, but it's also the stuff in your home, right? A bowl to eat out of, and a table to eat at, and then a bed to tuck your child into. He was just so relieved. You could see his shoulders go from being up here to being so relaxed and so happy about it. I still think about him. I mean, apart from the difference that you know you're going to make in Calgary with people who need the help, it's super fun. I mean, the other volunteers are really great. The Free Goods program is all donations. People donating things to help support other people.
Part of what I love about it is like all the stuff that's here, and it's fascinating to see the things that people have had. You could open a box when you're unloading stuff and there could be any number of things in there.
I really like being able to help people. The satisfaction of being able to do something, no matter how big or small.
And that's so reaffirming to believe in people being good.
Maria began volunteering with us in January, and in just a short few months has already given 95 hours in the kitchen. She is one of those incredible people who quietly keeps everything moving, whether it's prepping food for hundreds, pouring drinks, or taking on the massive job of dishes. She shows up with calm, care, and a willingness to do whatever is needed. At a place this busy, even the smallest tasks make a huge difference, and Maria does them with consistency, heart, and a warm smile that never goes unnoticed. We're so grateful for everything she brings. Congratulations, Maria. For the past several years, Devon and Lang have been a dedicated community partner, quietly making a meaningful impact. Through the donation of thousands of pairs of underwear, they've helped provide comfort, dignity, and essentials to those who need it most. It's a simple act, but one that makes a profound difference every single day.
My name is Ariel Doiney. I came to Canada 23 years ago. I'm a proud Canadian. The opportunities that this country gave me is amazing. What I received from Canada that allowed me to grow as a person, as a father. I love giving back. We supply most of the non-for-profit organizations in town and in the province with everything from cleaning supplies, disinfection. Our company taking care of people. Well, I've been supporting the drop-in center for the last over 10 years, I guess. What inspired me to help or support the DI is that I truly see what you guys do. I love working with your team. You have spectacular staff and it's a pleasure to deal with. Most of people see what is at the door of the DI outside. Very few people know what you guys do inside. And what you do on the other side when somebody goes through your organization. I hired somebody that went through the process. He approached me. He said, I went through the program of the DI. I'm almost out of on the other side. All I need is somebody giving me an opportunity. The next time he approached me, 2 weeks later, he was working for me 3 days a week. And then somebody that I knew said, hey, I need a good driver to full-time. Would you mind if I offer him the job? I said, no, by all means, absolutely. He ended up working for this company for 5 more years, and then he retired.
So my name is Tommy Zizian, and I'm the founder of Sock Rocket. Sock Rocket started as a social enterprise in 2016. We actually started as a Sock of the Month subscription program. We would send fun socks out in the mail every month, and every month we'd pick a new agency for our donations to go to. I was just a huge fan of social enterprise in general, and just wanted to start a business where I could have social impact at the same time. We started 2016. There were 5 agencies that we supported in the first year. Calgary Drop-In Center was one of the first ones. One of the biggest organizations in Calgary, one of the biggest impacts, and something very close to my heart. Giving back means a lot of different things to me. I take my role here in the business community in representing social enterprise really seriously. I just think that there's a lot of really awesome things that can come from running social enterprises. Obviously, there's a big benefit to us as the business, but there's also a huge benefit to our customers who get to feel very close to our social component, and obviously the agency world who we're supporting. 1 million or so pairs of socks we've donated now over a 10-year period. 500, 600 different agencies. Obviously a ton of socks going to the drop-in center every year now. It's fun to see the impact firsthand when we're down there. I encourage all of my staff, and I do the same thing, to keep a big bag of socks in the car so that when we stop at the lights, and obviously people who are experiencing homelessness or down there on the corners and looking for something, the socks always go over really well. People are always very appreciative to get socks.
My name is Chijoke. I'm a senior operations manager at Amazon YC4, which is the biggest robotics FC center in Canada. As a company, we do have our leadership principles. One of our biggest leadership principles is how we care about our customer. We know that there are people who don't have the opportunity to even buy things. There are people in our community who are struggling. It's our responsibility and our duty of care to think about how do we help out such people, and that's why we partner with the Calgary Drop-In Center to reach out to members of our community who are in need. So it's something we really like doing. Yeah, giving back for me is an opportunity, because it's a privilege to be able to give back. Giving back for me means I am part of a community, and I'm playing my own part to strengthen that community as much as possible. People who are struggling in that community, we're lending a bit of a helping hand to them. Every person in the city, in Calgary, we all have a role to play. Individuals to even large organizations like Amazon, or even other organizations as big or even smaller. If we all playing our roles, in helping the community, we will help the community become even stronger. And if the community is stronger, has a sense of belonging as much as possible, has their needs met, So I encourage you to partner with Calgary Drop-In Center. So we work with experts like yourself who have got expertise. You've got that network. You know who is in need. You know how to get things to them as quickly as possible. I encourage other companies to do the same.